Okay, so this audit is for Ali'sFrenchBulldogs.com, and the keywords that you wanted to rank for was French Bulldogs puppies, French Bulldogs for sale, and French Bulldogs. The region you're targeting is California, Orange County, North California, and San Diego. Now, one of my initial questions always is I want to find out like who your target market is, and once I know that, I can sort of better focus on providing the content, and analyzing the content that's being done on the site. Currently, I mean, I ran Screaming Frog, which basically is a tool to crawl the entire site, and the content on each of the pages is really thin. So that's something you definitely need to look at. None of the pages are interlinking with one another. That's a biggie. I mean, you're not passing link juice down. Neither are you telling Google what the most important pages are on your site. So we need to fix that. The silo structuring is what they call that, and that's definitely like way off, and there's no thought at all given to that. You don't have any contextual links, which means links within the content with the with keywords like that. So like over here, I would link this French Bulldog puppies to your most important page, which is probably this one, where you're trying to drive traffic down to this site. Unless you want to drive traffic down to the home page, which is fine, then you can link from this page back to the home. I mean, you need to tell Google what the important pages are on your site, and that's completely missing over here. And then like this page, available French Bulldog puppies, it's got no content at all. I mean, it's got like 3 sentences, it's got no images, there's no videos, there's nothing on this page. You're not going to rank. There's absolutely no way you're going to rank for anything with pages like this. It's just not done. I mean, this site is a perfect example of a site that breaks every SEO rule in the book. Every modern day post panda, post penguin, post rank brain SEO rule. And we can fix it. It's not. I'm not saying things can't be fixed. That's fine. The good thing is like this is a perfect like case study, and I love working on sites like this because I know what exactly you're doing wrong, and I know like how to fix it. And just getting the on page and your technical SEO, your on-site SEO fixed is going to take you a long way, and you're going to notice a jump in traffic and a jump in your rankings. So let's get back now. Let's go back to the home page, and one of the things I noticed is, okay, so first let me show you what Google sees your page as. This is how Google sees your page. I just disabled the CSS3, I mean all the tags, and so this is what Google is seeing your page as, your home page. As you can see, it's seeing all the links and stuff, and it sees one page. And I hope this is an original image. We'll find out right now. So let's just go to images. I want to make sure that all the images you use on your site are original. I mean, I'm not saying you lifted them off from somewhere, but it's always better just to double check. I check that with all my clients. So I'm going to copy the image address and I'm going to punch it in here, and let's see if Google sees your site as having that image. That image belongs to you. So if your site shows up on top in this Google image search, then definitely the image belongs to you. I'm sorry, the DNS. Let me just click that one more time. Okay, so here we come. Okay, so great. So that image, so since your site showed up on top and this page, and this image is yours, and there's no problem at all with that. So I'm taking you do have original images, and the images do belong to you. So that's one thing good. You have unique images, but on the flip side, you don't have enough of them. You're selling French Bulldogs, and people want to come to your site and look at pictures of all your dogs, and you're in that niche. You're in a niche where people like to see the pictures of what they're going to buy, or what kind of dogs you've sold in the past, and how you transacted and how much business you've done and things like that. So you need to have as many pictures as possible of dogs on your site, because I've seen your competitors, and your competitors have lots of pictures of dogs. And since Google is ranking those sites, and Rank Brain is understanding what kind of sites are ranking and what kind of sites are getting less bounce rates, you need to start emulating them as much as you can. So if they have pictures, you want to be with them, because Rank Brain is around, and you want to sort of fall within the patterns, you definitely got to have pictures. I mean, I'm explaining the technical jargon to you, but you need to understand why I'm going to be asking you to do certain things, and why I'm going to be doing certain things on your site when I'm fixing it. Because, I mean, I like to explain everything logical. I'm not one of those guys who just say, just says stuff for the sake of saying it and doesn't know what he's doing. So I like to back up my stuff with solid logic behind it, because, I mean, SEO is no more a manual game. You can't just go out there and build random links. It doesn't work. Links are not important anymore. Google has said it openly. I mean, not openly, sorry. They said it by mistake. They've got patents. Links are forming maybe lesser and lesser part of the signal, maybe 10% or 20% of the whole deal. They said it, and of course, why? Because mobile is coming on, and people don't make links anymore. I mean, 70-80% of the people surf through their mobile. Are they creating links on the cell phone? No, heck no. They're just they're sharing stuff, and they're using social, and they're just forwarding links and things like that. They're not embedding links and things like that. So links are losing their relevancy, and let's not do SEO in that manner anymore. So coming back to your on-page audit, this is how Google is seeing your site, and as you can see, yes, this particular page has about, let's look at the number of words it has here. You're ranking for just one keyword. You have only 531 words on this page, which is, I would say, below average. I'd say you need at least 1,000 words on your homepage in this niche. If you were in another niche, I would recommend something different, but I've seen your competition in this niche, you need at least 1,000 words. If you can do 1,500, nothing like it. Your most important pages need more words. I would say go on the upward of 2,500 to 3,000 words on some of the pages, some of your important pages, or pages that you want to really rank. So your domain age is 2 years, which is not a good sign, but that's okay. I mean, we can fix other stuff. If your domain age is weak, we focus on other things. I know it's weak, so we know we can't really fool that. We can't game that. So then we go for other ranking factors. You don't have any social signals at all. I mean, okay, let me just disable the styles. You don't have, you have absolutely no social signals. You're not connected and interlinked any social accounts, and SEO is about social also right now. Special. I mean, if you're a plumber, it's different. Maybe it's not a social thing to have, a plumber doesn't need to have, it's not but in your niche, because I've seen your competition and they have social signals, they've got Facebook pages, they've got G+1 accounts and things like that, you need to have it too, because RankBrain is going to look at that. That's one of the patterns. So you need to mix in and blend in with the crowd if you want to do if you want to have a significant dent. And I'm not saying, well, what I'm trying to say is the more things you fix, and the more things we fix gradually, once we start fixing all these things, it's going to get easier and easier for you to rank in. And that's how the game of SEO is. And I'm just going through all this because I want you to sort of understand that it's going to take a lot more thought and logical process. Okay, so coming back, your page speed, I checked your page speed and everything on Google Insights, and your page speed seemed to be not too good for your desktop, but for the mobile, it was pretty decent. I thought the sorry, okay, that was okay. So no, so it's 69 out of 100, which is not that great, but it's okay. Yeah, you did have some JavaScript and CSS issues, and I'll fix those. User experience is fine, and this is how it is. Your site looks on a mobile phone right here. So that's That's how Google sees it, and that's how most people see your site on the cell. So that's okay. So it's CSS enabled and all that is fine. And there may be some like red flags, and we can look at these JavaScript and jQuery issues. That should be a problem. We can always address those. And let's look at your desktop. Your desktop is 86 out of 100, better score. So that's fine. So it's okay. It's not nothing to be alarmed about. And your site is on a relatively decent server. You're not like on a slow server, so that's okay. And page speed is a very, very important thing right now. So if you can't afford to like put your site on a proper hosting company, then Google is going to probably, you're going to get like a negative notch on that score. And you need to like basically conform to as many of these factors, these different factors that I'm bringing out. And if anything is not there, then I'm going to tell you like we need to fix it. So right now your hosting is fine, so you don't need to like shift your host. It's okay. You just need to fix some JavaScript and CSS on your site, which is there are some small issues, and we'll fix those. Okay, so now links to your homepage 18. I'm going to try and look at what kind of links are coming in there, whether they're toxic, whether they are uh, I need to. I'll open up a separate window and open my Majestic account. So we'll come to know what kind of backlinks you have. And let's look at your spam score is not that bad. Your page authority and domain authority are pretty low. We need to put these up. These anyway, Moz metrics are not that hot right now, and you can ignore these for now. Don't consider these for now because they're not accurate anymore and they can be gamed in. So I don't look at Moz metrics. Many people do. As far as your Majestic metrics, yeah. So now this is something good. Now let's look at this. You've got a citation flow of 11. That's decent if your trust flow was also high. Your trust flow needs to be higher than your citation flow. Your citation flow 11 means you got a lot of spam links because your trust flow is low. So if your trust flow was 25 or 30, I'd say that's fantastic. And if your citation flow was 11, 12, 13, then even I'd say to even half as much as that, I would say that that's good. In this case, having a trust flow of 0 means your site has absolutely no trust in terms of links being built to it. So you're getting a lot of spammy links built to it. So whatever links you've accumulated and done, you built, I think, 36 links to your homepage. They're all low quality links. They're very, very low quality, and that's why your citation flow is 11 and your trust flow is 0. You need to look at these links, and we look at them, and we need to knock these links out as many. I mean, I need to inspect these links, and either we'll have to just get them deleted. And now Penguin operates in real time, the algorithm. So Google will see that you're pulling these links out, and gradually it'll start, discounting those links. But this is something we definitely need to look at. Either we remove these links or we disavow them, which I don't think we should do. I don't recommend that. There are only 36 links. Let's try and remove as many as we can. Okay, let's trim them off. I want to look at what kind of links these are. I'm guessing like because the citation flow is 11, these links are bad. Okay, so then let's look at the keyword count. I tested out your page speed. Your robot text file seems okay, but your sitemap, yeah, your sitemap was completely like completely off. You need to fix the sitemap too. Let's see what we have here. Okay, so in this unfortunately, like you've got stuff that's like yeah, so it's sort of, I mean, there are pages in here that there's like a page like Hello Dolly page. Like, my god, like why is that like there? That's like a default WordPress. Yeah, your Hello World page, like look at that. That's like, sorry, Hello Dolly was like the plugin. I'm saying, you have your default Hello World page is still, it's there, it exists, and Google is crawling it and looking at this page. So I mean, what's this? What's happening here, right? This is definitely a no-no, and you need to take out all these thin pages. I mean, No, or you just need to no follow them or just delete them and remove them from the index. Google shouldn't be seeing that page even. Okay, so I'm just going to now close up this tool right here. And we're back on your home page. So mm, let's go in and look at some of these internal pages here. So you've got this helpful tool, and firstly, things are broken. So you have helpful info, and then you have helpful info 2. That's definitely something you don't want to have. I mean, why do you have 1 and 2? And that looks so. It's just like there's no thought put to that. So we need to fix that for sure. And then your pages like helpful info, and then you put in. Mm, okay, you're trying to put some content in here, and then you're saying to be continued, and then part 1, and then it's not linking to anything. I don't understand what's happening here. So users going to probably come, even if they find this page, you come here, they're going to read it, and then they're going to say, okay, to be continued, then what? You know. So, and Google, make no mistake, Google can track user behavior on your site. So because they are tracking Chrome, they're tracking anonymously the data. So if people are going to come to your site and just bounce back and they don't find anything, the panda part of the algorithm is going to demote your site back down. You're just going to lose all your rankings again. So let's fix your on-page content. I mean, I can see you're writing stuff. That's great. But I'm going to give you guidance. You got to write this content more solid. You got to have more pictures of dogs. Of course, original pictures which you have, maybe bigger pictures, more quantity, maybe have some videos put in here. I wouldn't say an infographic necessarily, but just pictures and videos. I mean, let's set up a YouTube channel. Let's get some videos going there of your dogs. And let's interlink your social channels also. And then, of course, you have to interlink your pages also. So the silo structuring, which is what I'm going to recommend for you and get done for you, should also be fine. So, and then there's no links at all in this content. So you don't have any contextual links, like things like if you want to push juice down, yeah, for something like this, French bulldogs. Yeah, if you want to push this, so you've got to have an in content link and then going back to one of the pages that you want to push or up in the rank. So you need to hyperlink this page. So that's what I call like your internal linking. And so you have all these pages. It's good. You made a great attempt to like have contents. You've got like raw dye. Brilliant. Excellent topic. But some decent content, but you're not doing anything with it as far as you've left it halfway. If you can double the amount of words, fine. You like this color. I would not recommend this color anyway because it's hard on the eye to read. So just like type in black and white or gray font, and the Q&A can be in colors, and we can just just spice it up so people read this and they don't have high bounce rates. People don't come here quickly and click quick back and go back to Google search, because that's going to not pass a good positive signal if you have high bounce rates and you don't terminate your user query. So search termination is important, and that's when people come to your site and you fulfill what they've come looking for, and they don't go back and say, hey, that site was useless, I didn't find what I was looking for, and then they just go to the other sites, and another site fulfills the intent. So that way your site gets demoted, and Google understands that and is tracking that. So again, and then this post, and then you're saying stay tuned again, part 2. There's no date on this, so but I take it this is like an old post, and we need to fix this URL structure and the way you've done it. Helpful info, and then probably here too. Like, yeah, so let's just fix all that. And when we fix it, what we'll do is we'll 301 all the old URL structure to the new URL structure, so you don't lose any of your juice. And then no 404 errors when Google comes back and crawls it, because you may have built some external links to those pages. So we just 301 them to the corresponding new pages with the new content and the new site structure. Okay, what else? Let's go back now to the home page. Another thing what you've not done is you've not, I looked at the title tag and you've said French Bulldog breeder and that's it. There's no, like beyond that there's nothing. So firstly you don't want it, are you trying to rank for a breeder, or are you trying to sell dogs? So if you're trying to sell French Bulldog for sale, which is one of your keywords, I would say we use that. So French Bulldog puppies for sale, I would recommend, and then dash and then alisfrenchbulldogs.com. Then you put your brand in there at the end, or something like French Bulldogs. If you want to have the word breeder, then you put French Bulldog puppies breeder dash pipe and then French Bulldog for sale without without keyword stuffing. If you use this like a couple of times, it's going to be keyword stuffing. So you need to be a little careful with that. So we can of course work through with that. Another thing I noticed was there's no copyright sign, no copyright mention, no date, no date, no current up to date message over here. Your site is completely missing terms of service. You're missing privacy policy. You're missing your address. I don't see your address anywhere. Typically, you need to have your NEP data, your name, address, phone mentioned somewhere, either on your contact us page, or I recommend it on every page for most sites right now, because Google needs to know that you're a real business with an address. If you don't have an address and you don't put it, well, Google is going to think you're a shady business, and I'm not saying you're not. It's going to hurt you in the long run. Like, you need to tighten up everything. So having a solid physical address that matches your Google My Business verification account, and that matches your Google Maps account, and that matches all the local citations that you do and the submissions that we do for you, so you can rank locally. You need to match. I mean, you need to interlink and make sure everything matches and gets tightened up. I even went to the contact us page, and that's just what I'm saying. I couldn't find any physical email address. You just talked about regions that you were in. 2 hours drive from here, fine, that's fine, but you need to have a solid address. Another thing I noticed, I mean, this is a technical issue. I filled up the form and I sent it. Firstly, the captcha is always like the same captcha. And then I did a test submission and it just didn't work. It didn't work. It just came back to this page. So I'm not even sure you're getting emails or leads on this page. And the captcha is 6 plus 12 always. So you may want to look into that as a technical issue. So in the contact us page, I put a map and embed your Google Maps over here using a plugin. We can get that done. Definitely have your physical address here, put your name in here, put a phone number, which is, yeah, okay, you've done that right. So put your phone number there. Put your name there. If you don't want to put your name, put your business name in there. And then put the contact us form, and then you can just put some landmarks for people and driving directions, and then definitely put the hours you're open. That's required for your Google My Business verification. You need to put that in here. You need to put that in your Google Plus page also. Your hours of operation. If you want to be like a verified account, I'm not sure if you want to do that. So it depends. I'm not sure at this point in time. But if you want to rank locally also, and I highly recommend that, because Google has their own a large team and they're really pushing that forward. So you need to make sure you have a Google My Business verified account, and there's a whole bunch of Google photographers also. So that's another technique I use. I recommend clients to get a Google business photographer to come and take a 360-degree photograph of their office. And since that's a verified Google business photographer, it gets reported back to Google and it does help in your local rankings. So that's another tip I would recommend. Okay, so your titles of all your sites are definitely not optimized. So I showed you the title of the home page, but I've looked at the titles of your inner pages also, and those are also not optimized. Now again, now you just okay, so this page is fine, you've got a lot of pictures, but let's start naming these dogs. Let's talk about what's happening over here a little bit, put some content in here. Let's add sort of um, what we call it, a caption. There's a plugin to do that, so you can have captions for each of the pictures, and if you want to have descriptions, you can put that. Like, these pictures are good. These are fantastic pictures. Like right here, this one. This is the decent picture. This is the good picture. Take more pictures like this. Yeah, right here. Put these pictures up on your site, and then set up a Pinterest account, and then start putting them on Pinterest also. So, and connect your Pinterest site account to your site, and all that works. So that helps a lot. So I would highly recommend that in this case, because you do have a lot of pictures, and then we'll get some repins done, and maybe a little bit of Pinterest advertising, which will create some sort of connection to your site. And so we'll do that along the way. So definitely you need to do that also. So talking about your title, let's just look at the title of this page. Just give you an example. Okay, so we have, look at the title right here. Fine, so you're using some sort of plugin to give this here, probably SEO Yoast. I've not gone into the backend, but I will later. Look at this. So you've got your friend, companions, my partners. That has a. I mean, I know it's fun to write it like that, but it's not doing anything. And imagine a listing. Like, would this page ever list, and will people click on it? This is what they're going to read. This is what they're going to see with that, in the search result of Google. You're going to see this, and it doesn't mean anything. It doesn't talk about dogs. There's only bulldogs right here. It doesn't say anything. So we really need to tighten up all the title tags throughout your site. We need to tighten up the descriptions also. So the description, the meta descriptions also, that's the description that comes below the blue link, below the title tag in the Google search. We need to tighten that up, and I'll do that also. I'll get that done. So we need to do that also. Okay, so what else? Covered the copyright thing. Let's look at your sitemaps were not proper, your silos not proper. Went through that. Cross-linking and internal linking is not there. You've got thin content site-wide. There's just too little thin content, and the number of pages are also less. We need to increase the number of pages. We need to increase the amount of content. We need to provide more information about French bulldogs. We come up with topics to write about: how to train them, potty training, how to look for a good French bulldog, things like that. So we come up with innovative topics, because Google is looking for people who are providing content. They're not just going to rank you if you don't have content. They want content because the users want content. The more content you can give Google, the better you satisfy the users, and in turn, Google will benefit you, because that's what the game is now about. Okay, so the titles are not optimized. We covered that. Your siloing is not proper. Your sitemap was completely off. It showed some, you had a welcome page which had nothing, and you had to remove all those pages. With 301 stuff, your content is thin. You're missing images. You're missing videos. You absolutely need videos also. I would say it, if you have friends, take a few videos, set up a YouTube channel, start uploading videos there, and start embedding them into this page, and interlink all the sites, interlink all your social properties with one another, and interlink your social properties with your main site. That's very important. All this is like super important. Even before we start doing any sort of promotion or link building, you need to like tighten up all this stuff. H1 and H2s, all your H1 and H2s are off. They don't exist. Your H1, H2, H3, H4 don't have any of that. They're all haphazard, and they're just completely, they're not there. Right here we go. You have absolutely no H1 tags. You've got one H2 tag. You've got some H3s. Let's see what they are. You've got welcome to Ali's French Bulldogs. Yeah, so you just got French Bulldogs. Yeah, I would put this in the front so and make it a little more catchy. And then we have H3, which is this you're screaming out with available French Bulldog puppies and about us. So yeah, so you need to fix this. This is like in all caps. You don't need to have that. Let's tone this down and let's like put the keywords, the secondary keywords in there. H4, they're none. So let's fix this stuff. Yeah, and you got an H2. We'll move this H2 up to H1, and that's what we'll do. Okay, and I also noticed one more thing. Before I forget, you were stuffing your meta tags. I don't know who did this, but uh, your uh, your meta keywords were like you don't do that anymore. I mean, I've not seen anyone. Yeah, right here, meta keywords. I mean, what's this? That's not going to help in your SEO at all. Google has stopped looking at that like years ago, so that's not helping you at all. In fact, it's just absolutely not important. So um, you don't need to do that anymore. So we'll stop that as well. Okay. So your H1, H2. So we need to fix these up. Let's go back to one of the inner pages just to take a look at what your okay. So let's look at your meta tags. Again, you got one each. Let's look at this. Available French Bulldog puppies. That's fine, but it's in all caps. Why are you screaming? Let's not do that. And then you got none of the other ones. Yeah. So you need to have H2s and H4s are very important also now. So yeah, we need to have H3s also. So you just basically need to like have a good spread and make it look natural, and we get that done for you also. Okay, so I think I've covered pretty much everything, and I've looked at the competition, I've looked at your keywords, and I'll send you a report on the competitors as well, and what kind of keywords we'll be targeting when I do my keyword research for you. So once we have your keywords done, we can focus on writing content around those primary keywords and the secondary keywords. Um, I don't think there's any rankings currently of your site, and I just want to know if you've also hooked up your Google Webmaster Tools account or your it's now called Google Search Console with this, because I want to know if you've got any. Hopefully, you've not got any love letter from Google saying that your site has been penalized or any action against links or action against your site. The 2 times of penalties that Google gives out right now. I just want to make sure that we're clear of that, because if you have an action against your site, then we need to do something. We need to file a reconsideration request, and we need to ask Google to take us off, and then we'll fix things. And if you have an action versus links, we don't have to do anything. We just have to ignore everything, and we'll try and prune the links out, get them out. But there's not much we have to do with that. That's in lesser severe penalty I'm able to do. Okay, so then going through your list. Robots file looked okay, but your sitemap needs to be fixed. Your domain canonicals. I just want to check what happens here now. If I type in www. I didn't check this, so I'm going to check this right now and see what happens. Hopefully it'll rebound back to, it'll strip out the www. Yeah, so it did. So you've got your redirection, your canonical set up properly. So that's okay. So Google is not seeing 2 different sites. Okay, there are some 404 errors. There are a couple of pages I crawled your site using Screaming Frog, and there were a couple of 404 errors. I need to get into your Search Console account and check if Google is seeing those 404 pages as well. And 404 pages are bad if there are too many of them. If there are just too many of them, then it's bad. Then you need to like go into Search Console and try and fix it from there. And just tell Google they're okay, or we need to just. So it depends. I mean, I'm not saying they're bad as such. Like too many of them. As long as you tell Google they're okay, they're fine. It's sort of okay. It's on a case by case basis. That really is a little bit of an advanced topic about 301s and 404s and things I recommend to clients. And I don't want to touch that right now with your site. You've got a few pages and there were just one or two 404s. So I'd say it's not a severe thing, but we can fix it. Okay, so your site is indexed by Google. So you've not been de-indexed. The only thing I wanted to check was if there was a penalty in your, and I did that by just checking and seeing. I ran this command to check if you're to see how many pages. So you have a total of 28 pages that are indexed. So just let me take this out. Okay. So that's one of the tools I use. Anyway, so here we go. So ignore this big chunk of data. That's fine. It's there for now, but that's okay. So here we go. So we have you have 28 pages. Google is looking at all these pages, and this is how stuff shows up. So French Bulldog breeder. Yeah, we can work on this page. This is your home page. You can really work on this title. Look at the description. That's all you have. You have 2 lines, and so why not like work on this a little bit more. Here's the about page. Again, you can work on this. Here's a helpful info category as such. So again, you can see this. We can work on this again, make it more descriptive. Even the description here, it just breaks off halfway, so we can work on that also. And again, here your descriptions here are also not proper. And okay, fine, you got a puppy gallery, that's good, but the page itself is not that great, and I told you why. You don't have enough content on that page. Here we go. We've got about 335 pages of content only on that page, so we need to work on that. Okay, then we have let's look at here. Here's the page I was talking about earlier. Friends, companions, my partners. It doesn't like say much. It's not written well enough. So we can work on. So again, your contact us page, not pretty random the way you've written it, the way you stuck the title. The description are proper. And here's your hello world page. Yeah, that's definitely not. And what's scary is Google is like showing that as number 9. So it's you got some links pointing into this page, which is why Google is like prioritizing this page also. No, so we'll definitely need to work on that. What I don't like is the data I see over here, like 2013. So we basically need to delete this page and re-index it from Google, so Google doesn't see it anymore. So that's what I was like telling you about that page. Google is seeing that page. Okay, so here we go. Should we turn that on? Okay, so anyway, so here we go. So you've got a fair number of pages. The only problem is they're all thin. They've got no content on them. They've got little or no content, and that's not how you do stuff. And the titles are not proper, neither are the descriptions. So all that, and you definitely need a Google My Business verified account. I'll show you how to get that done also. And let's go back. You don't have any social accounts, so I absolutely can't do any social audit. I don't think you have anything. You need to build that. You need to build a Twitter page. You need to build up your YouTube page. You need your Google My Business page. You need your Pinterest page for this niche. Definitely required. You need the pictures. I would say go for Instagram also. LinkedIn you may not do, but the others yes. And you need to have. They all need to be active. They need to be interlinked, and they need to be updated constantly. I'm not telling you update them every day, but at least once a week or every 10 days. Okay, so that's pretty much it. And I've done your on-page audit and your on-site audit. This is it. I'll send you a report with my findings also formally, and you can find it probably at the end of the video. And I will send you a competitor analysis also, which I'll just spy on the top competitors in a niche. I'll tell you how they're doing, what they're doing, what kind of traffic they're getting. And so if you rank, you can expect to do that much business. And I will also send you a keyword research document. Attach that also. So you'll understand what kind of keywords and how difficult they are and what the long tail keywords are. And your keywords would be geared for your region. For ranking, I mean, you want to rank for those keywords for your region, so I'll try and tailor it to that. And I will suggest some keywords which would be easier to go after initially, so you can prepare the content on your site around those keywords, and your latent semantics LSI keywords, latent semantic index keywords. So those are like similar keywords that Google looks at. And that will basically allow you to use those keywords also in your content, so Google understands that what your site is about better, and it ranks your site better. And so that's it for now, and thanks for watching.